About Leonard Cooper. Did you know that Leonard won $75,000 at Teen Jeopardy when he was a senior in high school? You can Google and read all about it. And we believe he is studying, Bill says, medicine at Brown University. Before we begin the second match for the 5A championship, we'd like to honor our third and fourth place runner-up teams. In third place, we have Little Rock Christian, and in fourth place is Huntsville. And congratulations to both teams. We're now ready to introduce the teams for our 5A conference championship match between DeQueen and Morrilton. So let's meet DeQueen's students. Sophie Burke is a senior. Miguel Montero is a senior as well. The captain of the team is Noah Reed, who's a junior. Ishmael Montero is a junior. Reed Renfro is a senior. Their alternate team members are Jasmine Sanchez, who is a junior, Emily Riley, who is a senior, Jesus Wences is a junior, Richard Angeles is a senior, and Matthew Patterson is a junior. Rounding out the alternate team, Reed Dean, senior, and Dennis Peppers, who's a junior. Their coach is Thomas Sweeten. The assistant coach is Jara Russell. Let's hear it, everyone, for DeQueen. Moving on now to Morrilton's team, Grace Hendricks is a sophomore. Zach Havner is a junior. Their captain is Casey Whitener, who's a senior. Jesse Yoakum is a junior. Jackson Brown is a sophomore. Their alternate team members are Claire Kuntz, who is a sophomore. Emma Marie, Wilson, is a sophomore. And Daniel Zhang is a sophomore. Their coach is Brad Parks. A round of applause, everyone, for Morrilton. We wish both teams the best of luck, and please now welcome Steve Patterson, who will take over as our quiz master for the remainder of the day. Steve, congratulations on your team's win, and now over to you.
Thank you very much. We are excited now to begin our second game of the morning. I'm especially excited that that first game is over and done with. And now we get to watch these two. I'm not sweating anymore. So now we have DeQueen and we have Morrilton. They have reached the top of the 5A mountain today. And they represent our final two teams who are vying for the 5A Quiz Bowl Championship for 2019. And I congratulate both of you. You're both great teams. We are ready to play, and our judges are ready over here. So, teams, get your buzzers in your hands, and here we go, all right? The first question is, his attempts to unmask the motives that underlie Western religion, morality, and philosophy deeply affected a generation of thinkers long after his death, especially his edict that God is dead. All right, Morrilton, Zach.
Isha.
You're right. Question number 2, what is the first derivative of cosecant x? Grace.
Secant x.
No. DeQueen. Miguel.
Negative sine x.
No, I have negative cotangent x times cosecant x. All right, question number 3. Among the approximately 120 settlers who vanished on an expedition, Jackson.
Lone Oak Island.
That is not what I have, Jackson. Let me finish for DeQueen. Sponsored by Sir Walter Raleigh. Identify the first child born in the New World to English parents. Ismail.
Virginia Dare.
That is correct. All right, question number 4. As Chancellor of England and the Archbishop of Canterbury, he clashed with Henry II over Henry's desire to establish authority over the church. Later, he was canonized as a saint. Who is this clergyman who was murdered in his own cathedral by 4 of the king's men acting on their own accord? All right, Jesse.
Thomas Cranmer.
No. DeQueen. Noah.
St. George.
It is St. Thomas a Becket. St. Thomas a Becket. All right, question 4. Using the trigonometry function of x equals sine of quantity 2x minus pi over 3 closed quantity plus 2, what is the amplitude? Grace.
2.
No. DeQueen. Answer, please. The answer is 1, Grace. You're just almost there. All right, question number 5. Founded in 1764 by Catherine the Great, the bulk of its 3 million piece collection is housed in the Winter Palace, formerly the residence of the Romanov Tsars. Name this museum in St. Petersburg, Russia, the second. Noah.
The Hermitage.
That's right. All right, we'll go to question number 6 now for both schools. By measuring the charge-to-mass ratio of cathode rays, he revolutionized the knowledge of the atomic structure when he discovered what he originally called corpuscles in 1897. Who is this British physicist whose work won him the 1906 Nobel Prize in Physics for discovering the electron? Grace.
Thompson.
Thompson is right. Good job. All right, question 7. What is the 3-word term for determining whether a critical point is a relative minimum or maximum using the value of the second derivative at the point? All right, no answers. The correct answer is second derivative test. All right, question number 9. This American novelist and literary critic is widely recognized for his association with new journalism, a new writing and journalism style that incorporated fiction writing techniques. He is best known for Look Homeward Angel and Bonfire of the Vanities. Casey.
Wolf.
That's right. All right, question number 10. What amendment to the U.S. Constitution reserves the federal government the right to tax? Jesse.
16th.
You're right. And we're halfway through the first round of the match, and we're getting a little looser and doing a little bit better, so keep that up. All right, question number 11. A full 15 years after it was launched by NASA, on February 13th, 2019, Jackson.
Opportunity.
You are absolutely right. Good job. Good anticipation. We'll follow that up with a math computation question. All right, we've got 20 seconds on the clock for you all to work this math, and here it goes. Simplify this trig expression into simplest terms. Secant A cosine A minus cosine square A. All right, Morrilton, Grace.
Sine squared A.
You were absolutely right. All right. All right. Let's go to question number 13 now for both schools. Name the woman who, after graduating from the Geneva Medical College in 1849, became the first woman in the United... All right, Ismail.
Elizabeth Blackwell.
You're right. Good. All right, question 14. Becoming a national hero for his 217-day defense in the siege of Mafeking during the Second Boer War, who is this British soldier most famous for founding the Boy Scouts? Zach.
Baden-Powell.
Baden-Powell. Good job, Zach. You a Boy Scout? Well, it's a good thing you got that right then. All right. Question number 15. Name the work by Nathaniel Hawthorne which revolves around the curse Matthew Maule sets on Colonel Pynchon and his descendants after Maule is accused of witchcraft. Casey.
House of Seven Gables.
You're right, Casey. All right, question 16. According to Roman mythology, what legendary beast nurtured and sheltered the twins? Zach.
Wolf.
More specific, please.
The Great Wolf.
No, let me finish for DeQueen. Romulus and Remus, the mythical founders of Rome after they were ordered to be cast into the Tiber River by Amulius. Noah.
Lupa the she-wolf.
No, I needed Capitoline wolf. All right, question 17. He developed the particle physics classification system known as the Eightfold Path. Borrowing the term quarks from James Joyce's novel Finnegan's Wake to describe these basic bits of matter. Who is this American physicist who won the 1969 Nobel Prize for Physics for his work in subatomic particles? All right, Jesse.
Chadwick.
No? DeQueen? It is Murray Gell-Mann. All right, question 18. Launched in August of 1975 to search for signs of life on its destination planet, identify the NASA spacecraft that became the first spacecraft to land successfully on Mars. Jackson.
Voyager.
No. Ismail.
Curiosity.
No, it was Viking 1. Viking 1. All right, number 19. As an amateur boxer, he won 100 of 108 fights, including 6 Kentucky Golden Gloves championships. He was born Cassius Clay. Jackson.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali is correct. Good job. Overseeing the end of the United States occupation of Japan in 1952, name the United States general who succeeded General MacArthur as commander of the United Nations forces in the Korean War. Miguel.
Eisenhower.
No. Morrilton? All right, Casey.
Goldwater.
It was Matthew Ridgway. And on that note, we are going to be finished with round 1. And so do we have any challenges from our 2 teams? None here, none over here. All right, any substitutions now? No substitutions? No okay. Well, we're going to move straight ahead then into round 2. And Noah, as captain of your team, and Casey, captain of your team, if you get the toss-up correctly, then your team will get to confer with you on a 4-part bonus question. All right. All right, here's the first toss-up for both schools. Ready? Credited with discovering over 100 atomic isotopes while at the University of California, Berkeley, identify the... All right, Noah.
Glenn Seaborg.
Noah, you have earned your team a bonus question, and it is called Mountains of the World. All right. Mountains of the World, and it says, when given a brief description, identify the mountain or mountain range that I'm describing. Ready? Tallest mountain in North America.
Mount McKinley.
That's a correct answer. I could have also accepted Denali. All right, question 2. Range with highest mountain in the contiguous United States. Answer, please.
The Rockies.
No, that's incorrect. Question 3, though. Tallest mountain in Australia.
Ayers Rock.
No, and number 4 is range in eastern North America, home to Mount Mitchell.
Appalachian Mountains.
That is correct. So you got 2 out of the 4 for 20 points for that question. And the ones that we missed, the Sierra Nevadas have the longest, the highest mountain in the contiguous United States. And the other one, and I knew you'd have to make me say this, it is Mount Kosciuszko in Australia. Easy for me to say, right? All right, another bonus available now, but we have to get this toss-up correct to get it. So both schools, hands on your buzzers, and here it is. More than half a century after her most influential works were published, she became an iconic figure in the Tea Party movement of 2009 for her novels that championed individualism and laissez-faire capitalism. Name this Russian-born American author of The Fountainhead. Noah.
Ayn Rand.
That's correct. And you've earned another bonus for your team, and it is called Mathematical Formulas. All right, so give all your answers to Noah, and then Noah, you tell me the right answer about these formulas following these descriptions. The formula for a volume of a pyramid when given the area of a base, B, and the height, H. Answer, please.
Area of base times height.
No. Question number 2. Formula for volume of a cylinder with height H.
Pi r squared H.
You're right. All right, question number 3. Formula for volume of a cone in terms of pi.
1/3 pi r squared H.
That's right. All right, and then question number 4 for your bonus. Formula for area of a trapezoid.
1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 times height.
Judges? That's correct. All right. I have it worded a little different up here, but we have a math judge over here, so I'm not worried about that. The one that you did miss, I believe, was the first one, and it was 1/3 base, 1/3 BH. That's what it was. Okay. Now, we have 2 bonuses left, and let's see if we can get it with this toss-up question. And it is this: identify the Danish-American sculptor who produced statues of American leaders such as Abraham Lincoln and General Philip Sheridan. But his most famous work is Mount Rushmore. Sophie.
Borglum.
You're right. And Sophie, you have earned your team a Russian author bonus question. All right. Sophie's kind of a Russian name, so this is appropriate. All right, here we go. When given the name of a work of literature from a Russian author, name the author. The Death of Ivan Ilyich.
Leo Tolstoy.
That's correct. Fathers and Sons.
Ivan Turgenev.
That's correct. One Day in the Life of Ivan Davinovich.
Dostoevsky.
No. And The Idiot.
Dostoevsky.
That's Dostoevsky. Good. The One Day in the Life is Alexander Solzhenitsyn. All right. We have one bonus question remaining, and let's see which team can get it here with this toss-up question. Ready? Her inability to produce a male heir and Pope Clement VII's refusal to annul her marriage ultimately... Miguel.
Catherine of Aragon.
Catherine of Aragon is correct, and the bonus is called Best Picture Oscar Winners. Okay? Given the year and the lead actors, name the winner of the Oscar for Best Picture of that year. Ready? 1995, Tom Hanks and Robin Wright.
Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, yes. 1966, Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer.
Sound of Music.
The Sound of Music is right. 2005, Hilary Swank and Clint Eastwood.
I defer to Sophie.
Okay,
Million Dollar Baby.
Million Dollar Baby. Good referral right there, Noah. All right, question number 4. 1987, Charlie Sheen and Tom Berenger.
Platoon.
That's right. You got all 4 of those correct for 30 points, and you've taken us out of round 2. So do we have any challenges over here? No? All right, so let me read the 60-second categories for you in Morrilton. You'll get to pick first on these categories, and here they are. You might choose Shakespearean characters. When given several characters in a William Shakespeare play, identify the play. Or you might choose chemical acids. Given the chemical formula of a chemical acid, you identify the acid. And Supreme Court decisions. When given a brief description of the Supreme Court decision, identify the case being described. Teams, you have 1 minute to make your decisions.
This is the first time DeQueen has made an appearance at the state championships.
Yes, and I want you to
They're playing
notice
well.
something, Vicki. They absolutely ran that bonus. They were behind, and they took the bonus quarter and run it. That is highly unlikely that would happen, especially against a team that is seasoned as Morrilton is. That was phenomenal. When I came into the studio today, I have to pass this on. I met DeQueen. They were registering, and the first word I heard from someone that knew the team said that they were determined. And that's exactly what you saw.
We did see that.
They were behind. They could have just folded and said, look, we're just going to make this look nice. They're in the driver's seat now. They're ahead. Morrilton's going to get a chance to catch up in the 62nd round. But I would suspect that the depth of knowledge on both of these teams is going to be very difficult, even with the 62nd round, for Morrilton to climb back into this game.
Their determination paid off. They were behind 60 points at one time. And like you said, in the bonus round, Captain Noah Reed with Sophie Burke feeding some answers every now and then.
Yes,
did an outstanding
and
job.
you might have noticed something, or the viewers may have noticed something. Noah could not quite understand what she was saying on one of the questions. He has the option to just defer to her. That means she has the right to speak directly to the moderator, and he did that. That is showing a lot of character for him. He could have turned around and given an answer, mispronounced it, and lost it. He realized he couldn't understand what she was saying, so he just deferred to her. That's great move, great coaching to do that.
Good teamwork. Morrilton, meanwhile, struggling a little bit in the match, but don't count them out because they have quite a tradition of winning.
They can do wonders in the 62nd round, and also be aware of the fact that they were the ones that ran the score up in the first quarter. So they're good at toss-ups. DeQueen, however, is now kind of relaxed. I noticed in that round, you could just see how their body language was saying, okay, I can do this, I can do this. When they got to that last question, DeQueen was like, okay, we got this. Now, they may lose that edge. Morrilton may come back very, very strongly. But right now, if I were Morrilton, I would be saying, okay, we got to be at the top of our game. These folks are good.
Their confidence.
Yes,
their confidence. But that 62nd round, as we have seen time and time again,
can change the whole world.
So we will see what happens next.
It's going to be good. I want to mention something. When I was coaching, I always looked for students to compete that were used to being successful. When the Arkadelphia and Monticello game was over, one of the people in the audience made the statement that Arkadelphia had been state band champions and state football champions. And a lot of those players that we saw up here were involved in those programs. Everybody that's looking to build a program needs to go to those students who are used to winning. They're used to being competitive. They're used to being on the hot seat. And you'll find them.
Cultivates a winning mindset, which you need.
You bet.
Almost for it to work as on autopilot when you're in a stressful situation and the stakes are high.
That's right. And knows how to play teamwork.
That is key.
Not try to be the only one.
We have seen that today. Now let's go back over to Steve.
Welcome back to 2019 State Quiz Bowl Championships. We're in the middle of our 5A State Championship, and it's an exciting one, as only 40 points separate our two teams here going into the third round. And in Quiz Bowl, the third round is what we call the lightning round, because each team gets 60 seconds to answer as many as 10 questions in that time. And if they answer all 10 correctly, they get a 20-point bonus for answering all 10. And we see that sometimes. It's not an easy thing to do, but we do see it. And hopefully one of these two teams will pull that off today. Maybe both. That would be nice. All right, teams, I'm excited. Morrilton is a little bit behind here going into the third round, so they got to go first. And Claire has come in as the captain of this round. And Claire, it's good to have you, and I think maybe a few others are in. And DeQueen has made a few substitutions you'll see when we go over to them as well. All right, Claire, I think we're ready to go. And the descriptor says, Shakespearean characters. When given several characters in a William Shakespeare play, identify the play. Are you ready? All right, here we go. We've got 60 seconds. Banquo, King Duncan, and Three Witches.
Macbeth.
Yes. Cassio, Brabantio, Desdemona.
Othello.
Yes. Mercutio, Tybalt, Capulet.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes. Petruchio, Caterina, Bianca.
Taming of the Shrew.
Yes. Leontes, Hermione, Perdita.
The Winter's Tale.
Yes. Miranda, Ariel, and Prospero.
The Tempest.
Yes. Oberon, Titania, Puck.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes. Bertram, Perioli's Helena.
All's Well That Ends Well.
Yes. Aegeon, Antipholus, and Dromio.
A Comedy of Errors.
Yes. Imogen, Cloten, and Posthumus. All right, our time has run out without giving an answer, so that one will not go over. But in that 1 minute time period, you all got 90 points out of that. Great job, Morrilton. All right, now, DeQueen, it's your chance to do just as well or even better. But first, we have the one that they No, that doesn't pass over, does it? I can't give you that one, Noah. I'm sorry, because the time ran out. All right, we're going to go to chemical acids then, and it says to give the chemical formula. When given the chemical formula, identify the acid. All right? Are you ready? Here we go, Noah. HCl.
Hydrochloric acid.
Yes, HClO3.
Chloric acid.
Yes, H3BO3.
Bromic acid.
No, HC2H3O2.
Acetic acid.
Yes, H3PO4.
Phosphoric acid.
Yes, HClO4.
Perchloric acid.
Yes, HNO3.
Nitric acid.
Yes, H2CrO4.
Chromic acid.
Yes, H2CO3.
Carbonic acid.
Yes, H2SO4.
Sulfuric acid.
Yes, excellent job. 9 out of the 10 as well. So a great round for both schools. These two schools obviously know a lot of information. Claire, they do have one to pass over, and you could get another 10 points here if you can answer this chemical acid for me. I will give you the chemical formula, and it is H3BO3.
Boric acid.
That's correct. All right, so very good. Another 10 points added on to Morrilton's score. And that also brings us to the end of this round. Do we have any challenges on this round? Any challenges over here? No challenges? All right. So at the end of 3 rounds of play, we have an even tighter game with DeQueen 220 and Morrilton 190. Just 3 questions separate these two teams. Do we have any substitutions you'd like to make? Yes, we will take a few minutes to make some substitutions. Hope y'all are watching and listening.
As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night.
The song came from my mother's fear. You know, you're going out on the road and these girls are coming up and to you, and he wrote, I walk the line. I'm going to stay true to you.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine.
Welcome back to 2019 Quiz Bowl here on the set of AETN, and such a long history. Every year we've had Quiz Bowl. We've been on air with AETN for our finals, and so this has been a long, great partnership, and this is the reason why, because AETN and AGQBA spotlight the best students in the state, and you can see them right here in these two teams. All right, we've made a few substitutions. Emily, you came in the last round, but you're still up there, so good to see Emily. And Sophie's back. And I don't remember who else left out, but I know those two are back. And then over here, we've got a few back. Casey, you're back. So good to see y'all back in your places here for this last round. 200 points, 20 questions, and good luck to both schools. Both of you are very deserving of this championships. Let's see who can edge out the other one. Here's our first toss-up. The author of Origins, the first history of Rome, composed in Latin, identify the Roman statesman who ended each of his speeches with the phrase, Carthage must be destroyed. Zach.
Virgil.
No. Noah.
Plutarch.
No, it was Cato the Elder. All right, we're going to do a math computation next. So everyone get your pencils and your paper, and we'll put 20 seconds on the clock for this. What is the vertex of the parabola represented by the equation y equals quantity x plus 8 squared minus 1? All right, Grace.
Negative h, 1.
No. DeQueen. Three seconds. Emily.
Negative h, negative 1.
Would you say it for me again?
Negative h, negative 1.
I have negative 8, negative 1. Okay, so close, Grace. Needed that extra negative in there. All right. All right, question number 33. Often used for comedic effect, what is the name of the literary device that occurs when there is an intentional error in the chronology or timeline of a text? Miguel.
Anachronism.
You're right, Miguel. All right, question number 34. Splitting Vietnam in half and effectively setting the stage for the Vietnam War, at what decisive engagement in the first... Miguel.
The Tet Offensive.
No. In the First Indochina War, did Viet Minh General Vian Winship overrun French forces, ending almost a century of French colonial rule in Indochina? That would be at Dien Bien Phu. All right, question number 35. Also known as M31, it lies 2.5 million light years from the Earth and is the... Miguel?
Black hole.
No, and is the only one of its kind that you can see from the Earth's surface with the unaided eye. Name this spiral galaxy the closest major galaxy to the Milky Way. Zach?
Andromeda Galaxy.
Andromeda is correct. All right, question number 36. A forerunner of the modernist movement, this Jewish artist from Belarus mastered virtually every artistic medium and incorporated elements of Cubism, Fauvism, and Surrealism into his work. Name this Russian-French painter and printmaker of I and the Village and Self-Portrait with 7 Fingers. Casey?
Chagall.
Chagall is right. All right, question number 37. Name the poetic drama by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe that was started at about age 23, but was not finished until almost 60 years later, in which the titular character sells his soul. Casey?
Faust.
Faust is correct. All right, question number 38. Called the father of microbiology. Jesse?
Koch.
No. This Dutch scientist helped refute the doctrine of spontaneous generation, improved the microscope, and is believed to be the first to ever see unicellular organism. Noah?
Leeuwenhoek.
Leeuwenhoek is right. All right, question number 39. This American entertainer's on-screen longevity, hosting his own show over 30 years, led to an unprecedented influence on a generation of American viewers. Jackson?
Mr. Rogers.
No. He replaced Jack Parr as the host of The Tonight Show in 1962. Noah?
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson is the correct answer. All right, the next question. Viewing government as a device for ensuring collective security, what English philosopher is best known for his hypothetical social contract among the many that justifies political authority in his 1651 masterpiece, Leviathan? Casey?
Hobbes.
Hobbes is right. Number 3, or pardon me. Appointed by Dwight Eisenhower in 1956, named the Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, best remembered for his role in redefining the legal definitions of obscenity and libel, such as in the New York Times versus Sullivan, in which he developed the right to be wrong doctrine. Jesse?
Scalia.
No. DeQueen? Want to venture a guess? Ismail?
Marshall.
It was William Brennan. William Brennan. All right. Influenced by his unsuccessful fight to stay the executions of anarchist Nicola Sacco and Bartolomeo Vanzetti, this author's best-known works portray the United States as two nations, one of rich, privileged, and one of powerless, poor. Name this author of 1919, The 42nd Parallel. Casey.
Dos Passos.
Dos Passos. Good job. All right, question 43. What Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by Norman Mailer Noah.
The Executioner's Song.
That's correct. Question 44. Derived from the Swedish phrase for heavy stone, this atomic element with highest tensile strength and melting point gets its symbol from wolframite. Ismail.
Tungsten.
That's right. Question 45. Identify the 65-mile trek through the Philippines. Zach.
Baton Death March.
Zach, you're right. Question number 46. Beginning in Zurich, this art movement, meaning hobby horse in French, arose as a reaction to World War I and the nationalism that led to it. Jean Arp, Hugo Ball, and Marcel Duchamp were a part of it. Casey.
Muralism.
No. Noah.
Fauvism.
Dadaism. Dadaism. We were hitting all around it. All right, question 47. This American author published her first collection of short stories called Flowering Judas in 1930. She won the 1962 O. Henry Award for her story Holiday from the Leaning Tower collection, but she is best known for a novel, Ship of Fools. Casey.
Porter.
Porter's right. Laying the foundation for Erwin Schrödinger's creation of wave mechanics, identify the French physicist whose hypothesis that electrons should exhibit wave-like properties won him the 1929 Nobel Prize in Physics. Miguel.
Roentgen.
I'm sorry, Miguel?
Roentgen.
No. Zach.
Lavoisier.
No, it's Louis de Broglie. Number 49. If you draw a diagonal between any two non-consecutive vertices on a polygon, then the polygon is said to be what? Grace.
Convex.
No. Noah.
Concave.
Concave is the correct answer. Question 50. Though remembered more for novels, this author's poetry granted him interment in Westminster Abbey upon his death. Identify this British author of Jude the Obscure. Noah.
Thomas Hardy.
You're correct, and that's the last question of a very exciting 5A state championship. And at the end of the match, do we have any challenges? Challenges? None? All right, if there are no challenges, then it is my great duty to proclaim that our 5A State Quiz Bowl Championship in a very great game, DeQueen High School. And our first runner-up, Morrilton.
That was exciting.
It was
that
very
was great.
exciting. That's the kind of games you want in the state final. Let's say a couple of things about DeQueen and a couple of things about Morrilton. DeQueen has only been playing Quiz Bowl as a school, as an organized Quiz Bowl, for about 4 or 5 years. So all those schools that's out there that's thinking, well, we don't want to get into this, you know, we won't go very
Great
far.
point.
There's too many experienced teams out there. They just proved we can be state champions in 4 or 5 years. That's remarkable. The other thing that I noticed, besides we'd already mentioned the determination with DeQueen, the depth of knowledge for both of these teams was remarkable. Look at that
both
overall
teams were
score.
outstanding.
There was not very many that were missed. They were patient. Both teams I'm talking about, they were patient. They did not try to get too aggressive, but stayed aggressive on the questions. Just very well coached teams. Would not be surprised. I know 3rd and 4th were here last year in this division, Little Rock Christian and Huntsville. But these two teams could come back next year.
And you could hear a collective sigh of relief from the parents from DeQueen in the studio.
I would imagine.
Let's return to the set with Amanda McMahon and Carolyn Schry for more awards.
congratulations on being the 5A runner-up, and we are awarding you with $1,500. Welcome. And congratulations, Morrilton.
Way to go, Morrilton.
And congratulations, we are awarding you $3,000 for being 5A championship, DeQueen High School. Here you go, Noah. There you go. Congratulations.
And you get a little trophy to take home, too. Now, I hope you're not too weighted down at the moment here, Noah. You better hang on. Stay here. Come on. I've got a little more for you, no? Your MVP also. So let's see where we can put this. Maybe around your head. And let's see. I don't know if you got any more hands. And I've also got a little money for you, too. He probably wants that one. He probably will really give up the trophy for this. Okay. So here's our MVP, Mr. Noah Reed. And then joining him on that list of all tournament players, we have Jackson Parker from Paragould, Jonathan Hicks from Harrison, Gavin McGilvery from Little Rock Christian, Ryan Swafford of Beebe, Benjamin Neal of Watson Chapel, Terrell Page, Magnolia, Grace Hendricks from Morrilton over here, Brian Roden of Huntsville, P.M. Christiande of Huntsville, Gabriel Goodwin of Valonia, and as of today's match, Casey Whitener of Morrilton also made it. Congratulations, 5A.
Carolyn, thank you so much. This next segment shows the importance of education regardless of what other talents you possess. Earlier this year, in just the second game of the season, Larissa Campbell, the four-year starter and leading scorer for the Blytheville Lady Chickasaws, saw her season and possibly her basketball career end with the painful, sudden twist.
I ended my season before I could even start it.
Okay.
I first fell in love with basketball, third, fourth grade. I just love competitiveness. Want to run away from my problems, play some ball, and forget about everything. I started playing high school ball in 9th grade, and I did start, and I started all the way up until the big day of when I hurt myself. I remember we're pressing, I'm about to go for a steal. As I reached for the steal, I felt my knee go in an awkward position. Before the season could even start, my senior season is already over. I knew college coaches would be around. I couldn't even take that opportunity because the torn ACL. I was just hopeless.
Larissa, as a player, moved up for me her 9th grade year. Came in and was one of my starters, have started ever since, has led the team in scoring, rebounds for the last 3 years. She's an outstanding, well-rounded athlete, academically as well. It hurt. That was her dream. And we kept trying to tell her that, hey, it's not over. Even if you don't get to play this season, you got the spring. Work hard in your therapy, and hopefully we can get you playing at that next level.
My mom always been, your academics always come first. You can't depend on sports. And I just took it and ran with it, and now I'm number 2 in my class, and most of my scholarship money is academic scholarships from different institutions. I'm not going to let this injury define me. I'm just going to let this uplift me, really.
That's 125.
Good job.
What was that? I like that. Well, Larissa's plan B, her education, has netted her about $500,000 in academic scholarship offers. Congratulations, Larissa. She's planning to major in physical therapy, which is a field she's much more familiar with now. She is an academic champion for sure. Before we begin our third match.
We are go at this time. Ignition sequence start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. We have liftoff. It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
So how did you do on those trivia questions? Before we begin our third match for the championship.